That energy covering Ganon's body is called malice. May you be victorious.
Ever since Nintendo first revealed Tears of the Kingdom, my mind has been going wild with burning questions. From all we have seen of the game so far, the biggest thing that still stands out to me the most has to be Link's brand new right arm. I mean, look at it. This thing absolutely oozes an otherworldly vibe, and it can even straight up manipulate time. Time manipulation shenanigans is nothing new in the Zelda series, but to utilize it in this fashion and on this level of control is yet to be seen. Or has it? What if I told you we might have already seen this arm somewhere before? No, I'm not talking about the Calamity Ganon prophecy from Breath of the Wild. What I am talking about is an entirely different Zelda game. A Zelda game that truly is the gift that keeps on giving. Love it or hate it, but you gotta appreciate it. It's none other than Skyward Sword. Okay, hear me out. So, in Skyward Sword, we visit the Lanayru Desert region, which we come to find has been almost entirely industrialized by highly advanced robots and machinery. The sole reason why these facilities and robots are here is to mine the earth in search of a material called timeshift stones. These stones, when struck, emit a small time-altering energy field around them, causing hundreds, if not thousands of years to reverse itself instantaneously within said field. After a sizable haul of timeshift stones have been gathered, they are shipped off to be stored for future use or to one of the many factories that dot the Lanayru landscape. At these factories, they are thoroughly processed into refined materials that can be used in the construction of many different things. One fine example we can find in this game is a time gate. However, there's another item these stones have been used in the creation of, and that is a timeshift orb. Timeshift orbs function identically to timeshift stones, but now they are able to be easily transported, and they also act as a form of power source when placed into these pedestals. See where I'm going with this? Take note of the stylistic design of the golden brace wrapped around Link's arm. These markings, this material, that glow, all of these things should be familiar to us. The same people who created timeshift orbs probably said to themselves, hey, let's make some jewelry out of these things next. And so they made a magical time manipulating brace that goes with you wherever you go. Absolutely genius. Yeah, maybe the arm and the timeshift orbs function similarly, but I doubt that that's all there is to it. I mean, we now know that the arm is capable of much more than just time manipulation. Okay, so maybe it isn't going to be that easy to pin down the origin of this ethereal arm, but I do still have a few more leads, so let's just keep going and see where it takes us. When stepping inside one of the power plants surrounding the central mining facility, we come across our very first encounter with environmental storytelling painted on the ceiling. For some strange reason, a depiction of clouds drifting in a night sky is boldly on display in both power plants, and it is also seen in multiple other areas as well. Quite strange when presented by itself, as it's not exactly my first idea when it comes to decorating factories, but the seemingly out-of-place cloud theming doesn't actually end there. Skipper's Retreat furthers this mystery even more with its very own unique style of clouds in the sky. Even more interesting are the rudimentary flying machines adorned around the ceiling, one of which is a literal UFO. There's also what seems to be a color reference to the 3 golden goddesses hidden within these butterflies. Now, why would Skipper, a seafaring captain, have so much interest in the skies above, as well as even flying machines? Some models of ancient robots are already capable of flight, like Scrapper, so why would they fascinate themselves so much with the sky? Is this hinting at something important to them being somewhere up in the clouds? The Zonai, their creators, perhaps? Is this why Scrapper's model is designed to be able to pass through cloud barriers with ease to haul freight between the sky and the surface? According to Gondo, his family used Scrapper for generations to do exactly that, until he finally broke down. How exactly did an ancient robot end up in Skyloft to begin with? Well, I have a pretty good explanation for this one. You see, when the time gates were being constructed, shipments of time shift stones from the Lanayru province were being docked around Lake Floria, and then carried by Scrapper models by air the rest of the way to the sealed grounds. The Faron province had its own fair share of ancient robot traffic, mainly the flying models, so it would be most likely for one of them to be found on Skyloft since it used to be a major chunk of the sealed grounds. This is backed up by the fact that the robots were the ones responsible for creating the beetle item that Link finds in Skyview Temple. One of their works being discovered in the Faron province is a great method of subtle storytelling, as we can now make many educated assumptions based off of this simple detail, such as the possibility that the beetle is being powered by timeshift stones, as the description makes the power source behind the beetle's operation sound mysterious. We can also assume that since these were created by the robots for a human to use, that the beetle's original purpose was to aid in carrying materials for construction during the establishment of the 2 time gates. So we now have a confirmed example of a humanoid race of people working alongside the ancient robots. One might assume right off the bat that those humanoid people would be the Sheikah, and you wouldn't exactly be wrong. The Sheikah did indeed involve themselves in a small way during the time gate construction project, but they weren't entirely responsible. No, there's another group of people out there who did lead the charge for the creation of the time gates. Any guesses? Well, let's just go ahead and say that there were most likely 7 of them. Yep, the 7 sages. At this point in the video, you might be asking yourself, when is this idiot going to start making sense out of all of this and get to the point already? And to that, I wholeheartedly agree with you. If we examine the other abilities of the Ethereal arm, we can begin seeing an unexpected pattern. Fuse, Ultra Hand, and Ascend. Wouldn't all of these abilities be extremely useful in the construction of something? Like a time gate, for instance. I mean, even one of the most major themes we find in Tears of the Kingdom is building and crafting with this new arm. So then, who does this arm even belong to? We've already seen him. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you this guy, one of the legendary 7 sages. If we watch carefully, we can see that the hand of this individual matches the hand that Link now possesses. So now we know the origin of the Ethereal arm. But who exactly is this person? Well, like I mentioned before, I believe that this person is one of the 7 sages. Why do I think that? Well, there's what appears to be 7 tiers in this game. But what's their purpose? What do these 7 tiers do exactly? If we watch the trailer even closer, we can find multiple tiers being worn by several characters: Zelda, Bootleg Zelda, Dragon Dude, Sidon, Riju, Tulin, and yes, even Ganondorf himself wears one of these tears. Another divine prank, no doubt. There's an absence of a Goron representative here, but I believe for some reason we just haven't seen Yunobo return in any trailer yet. In the past, it seems Bootleg Zelda, Dragon Dude, and Ganondorf, along with the other 4 champions, were all sages, which probably didn't sit right with my boy Professor Snape here. He could probably see right through Ganondorf's poker face and that he had an evil inside him that could make him turn on the kingdom at any time. So instead of talking to him about it and maybe coming together to form a compromise, he led good old goody two-shoes Ganondorf underground and poked him to death. Now that I think about it, who else in the entire Zelda series has demonstrated their capability of sealing this guy time and time again? None other than a sage, of course. But which of the 7 sages is he? Judging from the color of his tear and the fact that him and Bootleg Zelda seem to be besties, I'd say he's without a doubt in my mind Rauru, the Sage of Light. With Link now in possession of the Sage of Light's arm, will he too eventually become a sage? Will this new sage power help him reforge the Master Sword and take down Ganondorf once again? Or will our hero team up with Ganondorf this time and give Rauru a fatal atomic wedgie 30,000 years in the making? I guess we'll just have to wait and see for ourselves. After all, it won't be long now before the game is finally within our hands. If you enjoyed yourself, there's much more to come in the future, so please subscribe and stick around for another onslaught of Zelda lore from Gossipgeist.